Ndị be anyị kenenu m unu. Asị nke ụbọchị nkịta mara na anyị na mma. Anyị si ka nke onye chiri ya zelụ. Alright, dịka o si dị ya bụ Eastern News 24 ka anyị si wee wetara onye bụ ozi unu jege ịnụ ugbu a n'iru akwụkwọ ma site maka ebe ife na-eme n'obodo anyị nọ n'ime ya anụ nwere onwe ndị Igbo na-azọ n'iru akwụkwọ dịka unu anụ ka o si ada. Anyị wetara nnukwu good news. Quote, this is from one of the Biafran activists, based Finland activist, wetara ya bụ ozi according to the Biafran Chief of Staff, bụ Deputy Prime Minister Bungozi, Chief Ngozi Honorable Eze. Quote, good news, Finland government returned Ma Simon Ekpa accessories ready to meet with council. Ya bụ ife ka iji maka ya wee bịa n'iru akwụkwọ so dịchasịa ntị gị ike dịka ihe gị ya bụ ife ị ga-esi dropụra ife iche n'iru akwụkwọ. All right, over to you.
So we heard that some of the items they took from the Prime Minister, they are returning them. They are yet to send out any indictment. The one that we saw, I think last week, where they now said that it has something to do with a charge on the use of a name like Masters of Law, something like that. We understood that that is not true. That there's no charge like that. Maybe some nonsensical press inside Finland, those that hate us and hate our Prime Minister, working inside Finland, they are the one that published that, and we're told to just neglect that because all of us were waiting on Monday for Finland to charge our Prime Minister for the Master of Law case. We didn't see anything, area of any indictment or anything, because we know our Prime Minister didn't do anything wrong. He is doing exactly what we are doing. All the killings that the Southeast and South delegitimized governors are doing, that is what our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa was preventing. That is what Nnamdi Kanu was preventing. And the whole world have seen how Finland took away our Prime Minister. And within that period, hundreds of innocent Biafrans have been murdered by Christopher Musa and Tinubu using the reintegrated terrorists that they imported into the Nigeria territory. That is what is going on. And that is something that Biafrans have risen up and said, no more. So we are still waiting for Finland to accuse our Prime Minister of anything. They've held our Prime Minister, going to almost 3 months, 90 days. He did not commit any crime. But from what Finland has done, we have now discovered there is a history of what Finland is doing to suppress Christians, to suppress freedom of speech, and to destroy innocent Biafrans using the globalist agenda, which Finland is part of right now. That is what Finland is doing. Prime Minister Simon Ekpa has not committed any crime. You put him away now, going to 3 months, because you partner with Nigerian state, a terrorist state that have very, very low score and record in human rights. Finland is now part of that. That is exactly what they are doing. How else could one explain holding our Prime Minister for almost 90 days without indicting him yet? You isolate him. You want to break him psychologically. And you think we are just going to sit down and watch you and your cohorts in Nigeria. Your cohorts in Nigeria, they will get it real hard. It's a promise. It's a promise. Because at the end of the day, we know this battle between Nigeria and Finland and Biafra, we are going to see how it's going to end up. So we heard that some of the items they took from the Prime Minister, they are returning them. They are yet to send out any indictment. The one that we saw, I think last week, where they now said that it has something to do with a charge on the use of a name like Masters of Law, something like that. We understood that that is not true. That there's no charge like that. Maybe some nonsensical press inside Finland, those that hate us and hate our Prime Minister, working inside Finland, they are the one that published that, and we're told to just neglect that because all of us were waiting on Monday for Finland to charge our Prime Minister for the Master of Law case. We didn't see anything. And again, what Finland is doing is unacceptable. We have those innocent Biafrans that they picked up with our prime minister. They are still in bondage in Finland. Those innocent individuals can still not use their bank account, can still not get a job, can still not do so many things inside Finland. And some of them, they have their name on the terrorist list by the Finland government. How can you put somebody's name in a terrorist list and you've not even indicted that person as a terrorist? What country does that? You've not gone through the normal process of law. You've not proven that these innocent Biafrans, that they are terrorists. You, Finland government, you went and put the name of these innocent Biafrans under the terrorist list. Why should you do that? And you think the world does not know what you are doing? You think Donald Trump does not know what you are doing? You've not charged somebody as a terrorist. Now you put the name anywhere they go in Finland, anything they seek for is being denied because the Finland government has put their name on the terrorist list without even indicting them. How can we say the world, we want to make the world a better place, when we have country leaders that are criminals, criminalizing innocent citizens, and they are the heads of governments? And you think you will go free?
For people, as you're watching, don't forget to touch a hand for subscribe button, like and spread this message all over the world, and do well to touch a hand for notification bell. So that whenever we upload a new video, you'll be the first person to be notified. Don't go anywhere. Let's watch it unfold. Yes, an injustice for one is an injustice for all. Don't forget that our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa is on the way, coming back. No doubt. Let's go in there and watch it unfold. The truth must be preached. We must preach the gospel of Biafra. Yes, let's go in there and watch it unfold.
As soon as anybody believes, very soon our Prime Minister will join us. In recent days, our Prime Minister has been restricted by the Finnish authority pending the allegations that Bianco Olu brought to the Finnish authority about the killings in the southeast, which all these Nigerian terrorist governments cannot come and defend up to today. So I just want to tell Biafrans that they should be patient with the Finnish authority. The Finnish authority has not sold out. The Finnish authority are doing wonderfully well, and whatever they are doing it in our own favor. And I'll explain this to you. Now, they've been weighty allegations over our Prime Minister, even from other European countries that I wouldn't want to mention their names. Those allegations was that if Simon Ekpa continues, that the whole, most things that they use in Europe is being gotten from Africa, most especially Nigeria. So that Europe will be at tricks of this and at tricks of that and all of that. So what now happened was that when Bianco Olu wrote that petition, it was a very good time for our Prime Minister to be questioned. And so when they invited the Prime Minister of the Biafran Republic government in exile, which is Master Simon Ekpa, when they invited him, the Nigerian terrorist government kept sending petition upon petition that they should investigate him for the killings, for the deeds, for the that. And at the end of the day, Biafrans, I must tell you people this. The same Nigerian terrorist government has not been able to come to Finland. Not even one person. And up to today, Biafrans, they have not recorded any crime that the Prime Minister have committed. But the reason why they are allowing this process to take effect is so that when our Prime Minister comes out, no country on this earth, not even Nigeria, will call them for anything again. Because you see, all the petition that was submitted by the Nigerian terrorist government cannot be defended by the same Nigerian terrorist government. So you could see that there's been a lot of manipulation, trying to manipulate. That's why they said, oh, bring him back to Nigeria so that we can try him. Because the Finnish authorities know that there is nothing like trial in Nigeria. Is just persecution that happens in Nigeria, just as they are doing to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu today. So they know all these things. Now, madam, my condolences goes out to you. And what the woman said that pained me that pained me is that she has 4 children. One of those child is a boy, and that is the only boy that provides for the home. Where am I going to start from? And you see, so madam, and she was even telling me that she wants our prime minister to come out today, that she cannot bear it, otherwise she will die. I said, madam, I'm not the one that is restricting him from coming to speak to Biafrans. It is the investigation that they must carry out to actually make sure that if he comes out, no country on this earth will call Finland, because he's a high-profile person in Finland, and they can't just overlook some certain things because the law works for everybody. Not like in Nigeria that the law does not work. So, and you see, the same Nigerian governments, when they asked them for some certain evidence, the same Nigerian government rushed and said, oh, they will provide some evidence in 5 months' time. But you call this guy a terrorist. You said he was disturbing the whole of the Southeast. So all these things, the Finnish authority knows everything that is happening. So, and they just want to take their time to investigate every single thing that the Nigerian terrorist government brought to their table. And I'm telling you, Biafrans, we are winning this case. And at the end of the day, Biafra will be free from the shackles of the Nigerian government. Thank you, and may God bless you all.
This matter, the first foundation to lay is that Nigeria is not a united country, despite all the pretenses. We are not South since 1914. It has not changed. The North, at the flip of a switch, they are able to shout Northern interest.
There is this horrible allegation that the governor of Enugu State, Peter Mba, has paid a huge sum of 30 billion through a proxy to a Mafu community in Enugu State to allow the Fulani settlement. But the community refused, that they don't want this money because they don't want the Fulanis to settle. And there is a horrible allegation that Mba connived with the military to ask the Fulanis to invade the community. Let's follow this video to understand this allegation. Hello, good morning everyone. Happy Sunday. Thanks for joining me in this video. Today is 16th day of February 2025. The indigenous people of Biafra, known as IPOB, alleged that Governor Peter Mba paid the sum of 30 billion naira to some leaders of Eha Amofu community for them to release their communal lands for Fulani settlements. Now, the IPOB has warned Enugu governor over this plot to allocate this land for Fulani settlement. I want us to look into the prevailing circumstances that led to, questioning people's settlement in some parts of Nigeria. Normally, I don't think if someone want to settle here, it's supposed not to be issue about the settlement of a particular people. But with the prevailing circumstances, with the history and what we are seeing, the reality on ground today, whenever these Fulanis want to settle in your community, there is this fear, tension that will rise, because you know the next thing. The next thing is that it's either you'll be faced with kidnapping, you'll be faced with killing, you'll be faced with terrorist attack, you'll be faced with, community grabbing, taking over the community from you. These are the things we just see, okay? That is why a lot of people are afraid. They don't really want these people. Wherever they are, this is causing trouble. And the alleged payment of 30 billion naira by Peter Mba to this community, for them to just allow the Fulanis to settle, is questionable. Because why is it that when it comes to the southern part of the country, majority, especially when it comes to the southeast, okay, I have to say it, when it comes to the southeast, majority of their politicians, especially their governors, they are so interested, they want to get involved about the Fulani settlement in their area. Why? What is the issue? What is the problem? Your people are there in the north. They struggle to pay for rent. They pay for land. They pay for everything. Everything they do, they pay for it. That is how it's supposed to be. If Fulani want to come to settle to do business, they should come, buy land, pay for whatever you want to pay. But the issue of going to, for them to just allocate center for them is not palatable. The Igbos will integrate into the community, live with the people. But Fulani will like to live in the bush or give him his own personal settlement. They don't want to live with the people. What are they hiding? What are they hiding? They only want settlement where nobody will be there. Or they can live in the bush. It doesn't make sense. It's a security threat to the people, and we cannot continue to, to pay deaf ears to it. Now, let us look into the allegation of the IPOB against Peter Mba. The article reads that IPOB wants Enugu Governor Mba overplot to allocate Eha Amufu community land for Fulani settlement. Now, it says that the indigenous people of Biafra IPOB has accused Governor Peter Mba of Enugu State of moves to buy off some ancestral lands of Eha Amufu community in the issues on local government area of the state and hand it over to the Fulani residents for the settlement. Out of the article, remember that these issues on local government area is the place they kidnap, is it not 3 soldiers and 30 people? There has been a lot of kidnapping there. Enugu is more safer than Anambra, but when you hear about insecurity in Enugu, this area now they want to allocate, this local government, they want to allocate to Fulani. That is where you see all this issue happening in Enugu State. Our people should think. We are not going to stop saying all these things, okay? As far as it continues, we must let people know what is happening, okay? Our duty is to let you know that this is happening, this is not supposed to be, okay? Now, the article continues that the IPOB alleged that Governor Mba paid the sum of 30 billion to some leaders of the Hamufu community for them to release their communal lands for Fulani settlement. IPOB, which made the allegation in a statement issued on Saturday by its media publicity secretary Emma Powerful, warned against the alleged move. Powerful alleged it is obvious that Dr. Peter Mba and the Fulani Emirate are in agreement to hand over the ancestral lands of Eha Amufu to Fulani for settlement. The IPOB spokesperson claimed IPOB was informed that the Enugu State Governor Mba, through his proxy, offered a huge sum of 30 billion to some community leaders in Eha Amufu for them to release their communal lands for Fulani settlement. When the people rejected the offer, the governor, in connivance with the Nigerian security forces, mostly the military, called on the Fulanis to strategically invade the community. This is a weighty allegation, okay? This is a weighty allegation. Now, I want to read this article again. That is the purpose of this video. When the people rejected the offer, the governor, in connivance, that is conniving with the Nigerian security forces, mostly the military, called on the Fulanis to strategically invade the community. That is to say that this community people rejected 30 billion Mba is offering them for them to allow the Fulanis to settle in their land. What happened? Mba now have to connive with the military to ask the Fulanis to invade the community. I told you that this is the place insecurity are happening before. I am reporting this from the Sahara Reporters, the news they publish, and this is what the IPOB, they themselves, has also alleged with proof. They say they have the proof that this is what Mba is doing, that Mba with the military wants to ask the Fulani to invade their land. Now when you hear something like this, you will say, well, what is wrong with them? How can a governor do that against his people? Who can do that? It's not possible. Now it doesn't sound, if logically it doesn't make sense. How can a governor just connive with the military to allow the Fulanis to invade themselves? But Nigeria factor makes it sensible, makes it reasonable. I just throw back your attention to what happened in Ekpa State, where the military and the deputy governor came to tell them that nothing is going to happen, that they have settled the Fulani dispute they have. What happened next? Immediately they left. After 1 hour, the Fulanis invaded their community and killed almost everyone they see. They burned 30 houses down. What happened? After 6 hours, nobody came. When the Fulani left, the military came and told them, sorry, seize their phones. They seize their phones to make sure nobody make video. After they carry the corpses, they now give their phone backs. I was watching the people who made the video at the end. I was watching how the police was guiding the dead body. They refused to go after the culprits, the people who killed. And up to today, they have never arrested anyone who killed in that attack. So the Nigeria factor makes it possible, and that is why the world must know what is going on. Okay, now let me continue with the article. It says presently some of the communities in Eha Amufu are under constant Fulani attack, which includes countless women and gang raped, killing of farmers, illegal harvesting of farms produce, forceful occupying of people's houses. They were forced to flee, etc. These are the things that are happening in these communities, okay? Now, these Fulanese and invaders are presently occupying some deserted communities in Ehamufu, while the governor Pitamba and the Nigerian army and police remain mute. They remain mute amidst all these crises, raping women, doing all those things. Why? Why is this thing happening? Why is this thing happening? And tomorrow now, anytime you talk, they try to arrest you and put you. But the three people who are committing all these things are there. And nobody affect their arrest. Military guide them, they protect them. Everything seems to be all right, but it's not all right. What has these people done? What has these people done? And the most painful thing is that your people are the one doing these things to you. It is painful anyway. Now, these Fulanese and invaders are presently occupying some deserted communities. Okay, I've read that paragraph. He warned IPOB will not allow the selfish politician to mortgage the Igbo future generation just to remain in power for 80 years or more. I told you people, these things is just nothing but for the quest of power. Quest of power. ESN operatives will continue to make Igbo uncomfortable for the terrorists until they leave. We have maintained that we do not want Fulani settlements anywhere in the southeast. For me, settlements of anybody is not supposed to be an issue. But when people will come and settle and we do all sort of things against your people, that is where the issue lies. That is where the problem lies. That is where people are saying, no, these things should stop. And the community people should do everything possible if to talk to the government that they don't want it and they should resist it. Get ready for the invaders. Anytime people invade your community, they want to come and kill you, you have right to defend yourself. I do tell people time without number, you have right to live. You have right to live. As I am today, when you threaten my life, it's as a result that you have drawn the baton line. I will not forgive you. When you threaten my life, I will deal with you. I don't wait till I see when you are carrying. No. All these things are threats. All these things are threats. Raping women, killing people, harvesting their crops, doing what sort of things is that? Anyway, it is what it is. These are the reasons why Nigeria cannot work.
There are so many issues on this matter. The first foundation to lay is that Nigeria is not a united country, despite all the pretenses. We are North South since 1914. It has not changed. The North, at the flip of a switch, they are able to shout Northern interest. The Southerners are laid back, hoping that, oh, we are civilized. We don't want to talk about tribalism. Tribalism is at play. We are pretentious about this matter. Look, the North has taken us for a ride for too long. They foisted federal character on Nigeria over 40 years. They foisted quota system over Nigeria over 40 years. Have they benefited from it? Only the tiny clique in the North is holding the whole country to ransom. It's enough.
Ndị ba ngwa dalụ rinne nkunu si wene sere n'ilu akwụkwọ na Eastern News 24. Beba isi wene wetara nya bụ ozi dịka isi kwuo nkwa n'ilu akwụkwọ na gịnị wetara n'ozi gbasara maka ya bụ ife n'ime n'obodo anyị nọ n'ime ya anụ nwere ụwa na-azụ n'ala Igbo. Dịka ị nụrụ ya bụ 1 ihe Biafran Chief of Staff kwu bụ Dr. Ngozi Olabeze kwụ n'ilu akwụkwọ and some of the reactions ndị Biafrans kwugasịkwa about it ka ife were ikwu gbasara maka ya bụ new development and the new good news anyị wetara n'ilu akwụkwọ bụ na enyego Maazị Simon Ekpa access to meet with his lawyer and some of the accessories an area which the ya azụ. All right, dịka anyị yarapụnụ kunu drop ifunu chenu dị nkunu gbasara maka ya bụ ozi anyị wetara n'iru akwụkwọ n'ụbọchị uruchi nketa ka emesịa n'ụmụnne m.